fighting couples, and war stories look to entertain you in this episode. Like if you enjoy. I knew she was going to be important. Examine her first. It's that girl from the show. She's still looking at me like I'm up on the stage. Let's talk with her. Doesn't she say, always a bit odd to see someone look at you like you're in monochrome. She actually... You're still looking at me like I'm up on the stage. Okay, let's talk with her then. I cannot believe I'm talking to the Bonnie Star. She's still looking... I'm not the... Glad you like the show. You're not from around here. You're not from around here. Good question for a Western, isn't it? Is that obvious? Yeah, I rode the train all the way from Dry Gulch to see you. I wanted to ask you if I wanted to be a shooter. What should I do? Learn to have better goals. Learn to handle a gun. Learn to ignore everyone else. Learn to handle a gun, I would say. That sounds reasonable, a bit obvious, but I know how to handle a gun. Well then, handle it so well no one can ever take it away from you. You look like you barely know what a trigger guard is. Then you're on your way. Handle it so well no one can ever take it. Not sure what that's gonna prompt. You look like you... I don't want to be so mean to people. I feel like, you know, we're in the Western. We gotta be a bit mean, don't we? Look like you barely know what a trigger guard is. I know what a trigger guard is, and a hammer, and you don't need to know the parts of a gun to use a gun. I like that there's actually spacing. You're mean. The world ain't nice. You're soft. More in a bit. I didn't want to be mean. I just thought everyone's mean in the Western, so I thought, okay, maybe that was a mistake. Let's find a smooth way to get out of it. Let's not continue to be mean. More in a bit. The world ain't nice. The world's only mean because people make it mean. If you weren't my favorite, I'd tell you off so hard. But you are, so I won't. Yeah, have a nice day now. You have spunk at least. Go home to your ma. You have spunk at least. I'm not sure if that sounds patronizing or actually nice. Yeah, have a nice day now. Didn't want to be this mean. Can I talk to her again? You know, just because I'm yours doesn't mean you have to be so nasty. Just because I'm young. Yeah, have a nice day. Okay, well, I don't think we can do anything there. Yeah, maybe I've made a mistake there. Who knows? We'll find out eventually once we progress, and for that we should probably examine this. Probably a restaurant before the window broke. An attempt was made to seal it up, but it was crass hodgepodge dust got in. Ain't no point of building that, don't keep the dust out. Something always sad about these ghost buildings. The sand claims what it claims. Maybe someone will come, clean it proper, and make it something again. But probably not. Ain't no point of building that. Don't keep the dust out. Ain't no point. Okay. Oh, that's what they mean. I wonder. I can't give anything to the people unless. Get out my gun. Useful for trade. They have bullets, but none of them work with the hex shot. Generally, we'll just call it brass when we're using it as oh, that's money. Wait, that means I can't... I should have asked that guy for ammunition. Okay. Someone took their frustrations out on the vending machine. Shake it. Maybe something will fall out. Too bad. Still nothing. General store. Inside they sell general things. In my experience, every town has its own idea about what counts as general. Honest truth, you'll learn more about a town from its general store than you do from its bar. Never been in this store before today. Wonder if they have any spirits. Never been in this. Okay. Examine that. Tumbleweed is just barely big enough to have street names. Just barely. What's that? At the post. God bless them. It's It's always a bit of humble if your letter will get where it's going, but at least they try. Tried being a post carrier for a while, never could handle the deadlines. Most of the best pathfinders are postmen. As long as the post stands, I won't lose hope in this world. Well, that is somewhat optimistic. Office building? Apartments? Storage? Can't say I care enough to give a bother and find out. Same boring ground buildings I see all over. Forgettable people leading forgettable lives. Same boring ground building. Okay, town center. We could go to the town center. Let's maybe go into the store first. Welcome to the Cracked Barrel. We sell general goods. We're not against barter. We prefer bras. Standard rate. Small arms. 22s. R1. R1? Your larger rounds, rifles and the like, R2. And shotgun shells and slugs, R3. We only take packed and sealed brass. Extra rounds are worth 5, but those are rare. Haven't seen any in over a season. Okay, so they really do trade with woods. We weigh all brass to make sure they're packed proper. Ain't worth anything if they can't fire. All sales are fatal. If you have any complaints, you're free to leave. Well, say that I was mean. Okay, so, looks all very interesting. Let's examine this man. I think I've heard people around town call him Fix-It Stan, so his name is probably Stan. Han, have you checked on the late aging cheese today? Nope. Well, don't you think you should? Nope. Yes, but if it doesn't turn out well... The only way to ruin aging cheese is over checking on aging cheese, ruining the cave's moisture level. That should have been moisture, right? I'll just check once later, real quick. Okay, so she will go away. Of course, honey. So she'll go away. We should remember that. It'll be real quick. I know, hon. So, it'll be fine. I'm sure it will, hon. It'll be just the shortest peek. Do what you want, hon. It'll be so... So his name is probably Stan. And who is she? We give her a bottle. Why would I give her a bottle? Oh, a bottle. That's why. She must be the sandwich lady I've heard mentioned over once or twice. Did you set the walk traps? What's a walk? Have I ever not set them? I'm not saying you haven't. I'm asking if you have. If I always, maybe you should just assume it's been done. You set them then. I always do, don't I? I'm not saying you ever don't, just asking if you did. If you don't trust me, you're free to go test the traps yourself. I trust you, done it. I trust you, done it. Because I always do. So what's that? Random tools, mostly for upkeeping moisture collectors. Lots of odds and ends. Nothing I need. Anything over there? Even more junk. Looks like replacement parts for moisture collectors, mostly. You could basically rebuild a collector from scratch. Han, do you want to go over to the last shot after we close up tonight? You can if you want. You know I don't like to go alone. I'm not stopping you from going. You are, though. Guess it doesn't matter. We can stay in. You're free to go on your own, still. Basically, we built a collector from scratch with all they got back there. Not that I need to. Even more, not that I need to. Was that ironic to actually... It's not a rope. Rope would be pretty easy to turn into a lasso. Do you see that ne'er-do well outside is drinking in public again? He's not hurting no one. Wandering around at night, yelling at spooks in the dark, he ain't helping me, that's for sure. He doesn't have any people, just leave him be. I'm leaving him be, I don't have to like him and his drinking though. So we could make that into a lasso, what's that? A scale for measuring out brass, helps keep prices regular. Wonder who sets the standard, the water barons? Guess it doesn't matter too much, it's all arbitrary in the end. The scale for... Okay, maybe I should buy a rope. Hon, have you checked on the agent? Okay, now they're repeating themselves. Should I talk with him, maybe? What can I do for you? What can I do you for? Shouldn't that be the other way around? Whatever. Got anything good? You prefer bras, huh? Got any hooch? Got anything good? I'm not sure if I want to help her drinking. I mean, that's not gonna end well eventually. We got a sale on hemp rope at the moment. We also have heart attack. Breaks your teeth, but keeps you alive. My wife also makes fresh sandwiches. They're pricey, but worth it. Bread, cheese, some walk meat, a bit of spread. It's worth the cost. I'm sure it is. What does she have to say? You thinking about some of my world-famous Sandy sandwiches? Sandy sandwiches, that's... My name's Sandy, and everywhere Sandy so works out. Sure, pizza, hot tack, cheese, and nothing like people normally have. It takes a lot of effort to get the ingredients, yeah, so it's a bit pricey. Mostly just sell to the people that stop by on the train. That pun is so cheap, but it's so obvious I like it. So want one. I'm good on tech. How pricey? Seems froofy. What does that mean? How pricey? 12 brass. It's worth it though. It's, oh yeah, you're not making eye contact anymore. Got it. I like the humor of this game. Let's talk with him again and ask him if he has any hooch. She wanted that after all. We don't have to buy it, let's just ask. Tumbleweed is dry town. I'm sure you didn't know that though, or else why would you ask unless you wanted to get us in trouble? Yeah, right, she did mention that word right. What does it mean? Is there prohibition in this country? No need to get fiery. I'm sure they just didn't know. I'm just one. Wait, ain't you Bonnie Star? Mew, cause you're hex shot on your hip. No discount for celebrities. I like these two people. I think we should get the rope. Did you set the what? Oh, actually, let's buy it later, perhaps. Maybe we'll need the money for something else. Let's not spend it. Back alley? Should we first go into the back alley or the town center? Let's go into the... But let's just... Tumbleweed, maybe a dry pond, but there has to be somewhere that has a real drink. Let's go into the back alley first. Examine that thing. A dumpster in its natural habitat. Oh, one way to put it. Move it. To find... pretty much... It's dark back here, but it sure is hot. It also smells. It smells really bad. I don't want to be back here anymore. I want to be back... Oh, that was just the alley. Examine. An empty trash can. Bent. Kinda like a frown. Like a frown. I'll call it Tops. Tops is a serious type. Ain't got time for her John or Mosine. Tops likes things getting done. Hates things taking too long. Tops don't get why everyone always dumping their shit on him. An empty trash can. I call him Tops. Fun. What's that? Full trash can. I'll call that one Slim. Slim's a fast talking, fast smoking, fast living son of a dumpster. I should do an American accent if I want to do a cowboy accent. You know what I'm getting at. Slim don't take nothing from nobody. No one actually likes Slim, but they respect him. That's the full trash can that I call Slim. Let's search it though. What's that? A Chevis patch stained with blood. I found it in the trash. Well, that is a nice out-of-context phrase. What's that? Probably smart keeping the curtains drawn. This alleyway won't make any of you better. Probably what's that? I just ain't a dingy alley without pipes. It just ain't a dingy alley. Oh, a saloon. Well, that's what we were looking for, isn't it? But maybe let's get into the town center first. This is much bigger than I would have expected. What am I gonna do first? Oh, I could show him the bloody badge apparently. Let's examine him. You can tell it's the sheriff's office because of the big star on the door. Fancy. Ah, that makes sense. Let's talk to him. Still haunting my town? Why not go sleep of being roosted back at your tent and leave Tumbleweed alone? What might a little paintbrush town like Tumbleweed even have for big famous shooters like yourself? Looking for hooch. See if it's worth robbing, it ain't. Taking in the local color. Well, maybe we don't have to tell him that. Apparently they have a prohibition in this town. Taking in the local color. As if he's gonna believe it. See that you only take in so much. You know, I noticed something. That accent of yours seems to come and go. It even real? We are who we pretend to be, Sheriff. Ain't none of your business. A badge real? We are who we pretend to be, Sheriff. I'm a philosophical shootist. Don't say that's not true. You keep your head on straight now, miss. Well, theoretically, since this is a fantasy world, I'm entitled to... Oh, and that's the saloon. Oh, okay, so... I could theoretically do a cowboy accent mixed with British accent. It's a fantasy world, but... I kind of feel it would still be awkward. Let's examine that. Train platform says one of them. The other sign is Worn Bear. Edge of town. Let's just... Where was that? Okay, that's another place again. Should we go... Sheriff is gone. Should we go into the sheriff's office? Who's that? Just an old man drinking a pop. Though now that I take another gander, he seems a mite out of sorts for just drinking pop. Could just be me assuming things. The sun makes us all a bit sleepy, or could be his boozing. He's probably half as old as he looks. The sand and the sun takes a hell of a toll on you. He's probably half as old. So, they do seem to have prohibition in this town. So you wanted to know what I'm drinking? It's beer. Real alcoholic beer. None of that watered down grape juice everyone in town drinks. Real alcoholic... Okay, he's repeating himself. Let's talk with him. You need something, miss? What's in the bottle? Nah. How old are you? How old are you? You ain't the polite type, are ya? Can't say I am. Polite enough. Ask how old you are. Polite enough. Society loves polite women. Life loves a whore. That it does. You calling me a whore? What are you drinking? That it does. What are you drinking? Let's get some information. You want something hot to drink? And I might know how to help you with that. Now, fine. What do you know? Just give me a swig of yours. What do you know? I know who in town sells the real stuff. Tumbleweed may be officially dry, but you know us humans. Ha ha ha. We hate being sober. Who said that though? Did he say that and it was glitched? You're Winston Scowl, the one that works as a shootist. Yeah, that's me. Winston doesn't own me. Call me Winston Scowl again, I dare ya. Winston doesn't own me. Sounds like ya by his descriptions. Said ya was the most honorary lass I've met. Winston speaks pretty highly of ya. That there's a man doesn't speak highly of many people. Especially after a few drinks. You know Winston? You drink? You don't know me, old man. You know Winston? Old war buddies. We were Schofield scouts together. You want a war story? And if so, the long one or the short one? Certainly the long one. Heh, you better settle in for this one then. For this one then. I remember one time, son of a bitch was up on a ridge, had us pinned down. We couldn't go around the ravine, hardly enough water to make it through. After hours, barely moving, there's a glint up the ridge. Winston fired and we heard his scream, and we heard this scream, not his scream, this scream. It was inhuman. Thought maybe we'd winged a walk or a blood vulture or something. The scream got louder and louder, shrill, make my skin crawl. Finally, we get up the courage to crawl out of cover, go over and see what it is. We come up on the ridge and we see it. Blood everywhere. I seen a man taken down, him near in half by a shotgun. I seen a man hung and then tied to a horse, and the horse ran until his neck just gave way. There were chunks of ragged, gnashed flesh and a smell. Whiskey. Maybe bourbon. It was the sniper, cut up like he'd fallen in a thrasher, screaming, rolling around, bleeding, and just... We watched him. Winston never said a word. We just watched him roll around and scream until he stopped. Neither of us thought to do anything but put him out of his misery, help him. We just watched. I remember how we put it together, the glint. It'd been off the man's bottles. A big stack of glass ones, hunting us and drinking all day. Winston's shot had shattered one of the bottles, spraying him with glass, alcohol. Maybe he fell into the pile. I never seen someone so in pain. I don't think he knew he was alive anymore before he died. Screaming and clawing chunks out of himself, glass, skin. Then Winston, he kneels down next to the man. Once he's real still. Reaches over and pulls a fresh whiskey bottle out of the bloody pile. Looks at me, at the dead man, then at the bottle of whiskey and says, "Well, at least they didn't all break." Ha 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 ha! Oh, I miss that, man. Ha! That really happened? What about the short one? What about the short one? I'm afraid if I say that, I would be interested if it really happened, but I'm afraid if I say that, I won't be able to hear the short one, so, that really happened. I want to know if it really happened, though. Yep. Next time you see Winston, ask him about his old friend, Sundown. Okay, that was useful. So, does he have something else? Remember me to Winston sometime. Let him know Sundown says hello. That might be very useful. Let's go to the saloon. And what awaits us inside will be the topic of our next episode. Subscribe to be sure not to miss it, and I'll see you over there. Goodbye.